Part 57. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tien-Ni. Chapter 565. Suwenaiyu didn't have time to exert any force. The string of the bracelet broke somehow, and the beads fell off and rolled to the ground. Suwenaiyu's heart skipped a beat and she immediately had a very bad premonition. In the past, Suwenaiyu might have thought that she was overthinking it, but after a few times, this feeling was probably true, especially between husband and wife. When she jumped off the cliff before, Hanyu later said that she felt heartbroken for a moment, thinking it was hallucinations. This kind of mysterious thing sound ridiculous to say, but sometimes they exist, especially when Hanyu is doing dangerous things outside. The break of this string of beads is like an omen. Although I haven't heard any bad news about Hanyu from the outside, there has been no news about Hanyu since a few days ago. Suwenaiyu had received news from Hanyu that he was safe before. Hanyu probably also knew Suwenaiyu was worried, so no matter how busy she was, she would still send a message, even if there was nothing in it, just the word peace. Now there has been no news for several days in a row. Suwenaiyu doesn't know whether it's because Hanyu is in an inconvenient environment, or because of some other reason, or even something happened. Suwenaiyu was in a state of confusion now, but with the mental preparation Hanyu had made for her before, no matter how worried she was, she would not lose her composure, especially in front of 3 children. She had to keep a smile on her face and not show any emotion. Show any bad emotions. Because of her last accident, the 3 children are particularly sensitive now. Even the smallest things will make them think too much. Brother Seeing is the most obvious in this. If she leaves for a long time due to something, it will inevitably he would take his siblings everywhere to look for her. Regarding Hanyu, the children are not so worried. The main reason is that Hanyu is busy outside all day long and does not have much time at home. Sometimes he is busy and does not come back for a few days. The children just ask a few words of why isn't daddy coming back, unlike her mother, who spent most of her time with them, but if something happened to Hanyu, it would be impossible for the 3 children not to be worried and scared. Although Suwenaiyu did not avoid the children in general matters, she wanted them to grow up in such an environment, but she did not want to put too much pressure on the children beyond their tolerance, which would be counterproductive. Mom, why is your bracelet broken? You will help you pick it up, sister. You saw that the beautiful bracelet suddenly broke and fell to the ground, and she said regretfully, fearing that Suwenaiyu would be unhappy because of this, so she bent down to be attentive. He picked up the beads on the ground, and Brother Chen also stepped forward to help. Only Brother Seeing stood there and glanced at Suwenaiyu worriedly. He clearly saw that his mother was stunned for a moment just now. What's wrong with Brother Seeing? Why don't you go pick up beads with your brothers and sisters? Mom is waiting for you to pick up all the beads and then string the strings together again. It's not like Suwenaiyu didn't see the worried look in Brother Seeing's eyes. But she didn't know how to explain it to Brother Seeing, so she deliberately ignored it, looked at Brother Seeing with a smile and said with a gentle smile on her face. Brother Seeing opened his mouth when he saw his mother like this, but he still didn't ask out the worries in his heart. However, he probably guessed that his mother might be worried about his father. After all, it was not a good sign that the bracelet broke off for no reason, but this kind of things couldn't be guaranteed. Since his mother didn't want him to worry, he just followed her wishes. Don't worry, Mom. Brother Seeing will definitely pick up all the beads on the strings with his brothers and sisters. Mom will be happy, Brother Seeing said obediently and thoughtfully. Suwenaiyu wanted to say something, but Brother Seeing had already bent down. Went to see Zuzu. The 3 little guys picked up the beads carefully. After a while, they picked up all the scattered beads and handed them to Suwenaiyu. Seeing the children's flattering and considerate behavior, Suwenaiyu felt a little relieved. She took the beads with a smile and let them. The maid brought another thread, and the mother and son carefully threaded the beads again. After wandering around the garden for a long time, Su Wenyu saw that it was almost time and sent the three children back to their residence. It was time for their lunch break. The three children are very conscious and regular about their schedules, and they never need Su Wenyu's supervision. Su Wenyu sent the children to their residence and wanted to go back early. Although the worries in her heart were diluted a lot by getting along with the children, she still kept this matter in mind. I want to go back and ask, and let the secret guards go find out something. In view of Su Wenyu's safety considerations, Han Yu left several secret guards around Su Wenyu, firstly to protect the safety of Su Wenyu and the children, and secondly to cooperate with Su Wenyu. Now that Han Yu decided to keep Su Wenyu by his side, Su Wenyu could not always be just staying in the management of the back house. The things ahead will be involved to some extent. Especially in times of crisis, Su Wenyu can also make some arrangements through the secret guards to ensure the safety of herself and her children while cooperating with Han Yu's actions. You guys have a good rest, mother will go back first. Su Wenyu said a few simple words before heading back. There was a trace of hesitation on Brother Xing's face, but he finally stopped Su Wenyu. Mom, although the bracelet was broken, we, mother and son, worked together to put it back on quickly. It's as intact as before. It's great, beautiful, so Dad will be fine. No matter whether he is in danger or not, for the sake of Mom and the three of us, Dad will come back safely. Mom, don't worry. Su Wenyu didn't expect that Brother Xing stopped her to say this. She was still very strong at first, but now her eyes were a little red. With the blessings she had accumulated over several lifetimes, and having such a good husband and children, all hardships would be over. Xing Ger is right. Your father will be fine. He will definitely come back safely. Mom is not worried anymore. Don't worry about it either. Take good care of your brothers and sisters. Don't think too much. You are still a child. These are not your worries. We are all waiting for your father to come back happily. Su Wenyu was no longer just coping this time. She smiled sincerely. Xing Ger was relieved to see Su Wenyu like this. He used to worry about his parents' bad relationship. Now his parents' relationship is too good and he is worried. As for Han Yu's safety, Xing Ger was not so worried. In his impression, his father's image has always been tall. With his father's strategies and means, he can turn danger into safety even if he encounters difficulties. Men are not like women. They always have to experience some dangers. Moreover, his father was always fine in his previous life. In this life, his father is even more powerful than in the previous life. He will definitely be fine. As for Xing Ger himself, he was alone in the military camp in his previous life. He was injured in danger several times on the battlefield. He almost lost his life twice, but he survived in the end. Su Wenyu firmly believed in her heart that Han Yu would definitely come back safely. Once a person has faith, he will be much stronger and his heart will not be so confused. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 566. Su Wenyu felt much more at ease, but she still had to do what she needed to do. There was no news about Han Yu these days. No matter what the reason was, it was still necessary to send secret guards to inquire. If Han Yu really encountered something, it would be better to make arrangements in time to help Han Yu. From the moment Han Yu decided to let her stay with him, she made a decision. She would no longer be as lazy as before and would advance and retreat with Han Yu. Su Wenyu just returned to the room and summoned the secret guard. Before he could ask about Han Yu's affairs, the secret guard had already handed over a piece of paper with a message written on it. Madam, news just came from over there. Your Excellency is injured. The secret guard respectfully handed the note to Su Wenyu's hand. Su Wenyu did not read the content on the note first, but looked at the secret guard. My husband is injured, what is the reason, Why is he injured? Su Wenyu asked a series of questions. She had actually expected Han Yu's injury, but when she heard the news, she still couldn't calm down and asked anxiously. Go back to Madam. Your Excellency encountered an ambush from the Imperial Court on the way back from protecting the Lord. Your Excellency was injured while protecting your Lord. But Madam, please rest assured that this is something expected. Your Majesty's injury is not very serious. He was injured for some reason. The injury is serious. If Madam hears rumors from outside later, there is no need to worry. The secret guard had already given Han Yu's instructions and replied when Su Wenyu was worried. In fact, this was what happened an hour ago. The reason why the news arrived so quickly was because Han Yu had arranged it long ago. Someone sent the news immediately after his accident. Han Yu knew his wife's temperament well. Even if he had, I have already told my daughter-in-law about what may happen, so that she can be mentally prepared. She is afraid that she will also be worried, and caring will lead to chaos. For someone you really care about, even if you know something is going to happen, it's still hard to feel relieved when you hear the exact news before it's really settled. After hearing what the secret guard said, Su Wenyu still felt uneasy, but it was useless to think about it now. Since Han Yu could arrange for someone to send her the news, it at least meant that Han Yu was awake. Even if he was really injured, at least it won't endanger lives and won't lead to the worst outcome. As for the other things, she didn't ask too much. It didn't work. Even if she got the information, it might not be all the truth. Although the secret guards obeyed her arrangements, the real master was still Han Yu. Han Yu didn't want her to worry. There must have been an explanation beforehand. I understand. Please reply to the message and reassure my husband that he can do his business without worrying about me. I will take good care of myself and my children and will not let those with ulterior motives take advantage of me, Su Wenyu said calmly. She said that she was not with Han Yu, so she could not take care of him, nor could she know how injured he was. She could only do what she could do so that Han Yu would not have any worries. Yes, Madam. The secret guard followed Su Wenyu's instructions and immediately sent the news to Han Yu. He breathed a sigh of relief and was a little impressed. He was originally afraid that the madam would keep asking about the master's injury, so he had to deal with it easily. Don't miss the mark. He was even more afraid that his wife would lose control of her emotions. He really didn't know how to comfort her, but she was stronger and smarter than he thought, and could hold on at the critical moment. Sure enough, Han Yu's worry was not unreasonable. Su Wenyu only received the news from the secret guard at noon. In the afternoon, the news that Han Yu was assassinated and seriously injured and endangered his life came out. The news spread like crazy, and the news reached Feng Jiazhuang. It had obviously been less than half a day since the accident, but Su Wenyu had received the news from Han Yu through a special channel, so he knew about it so quickly. It is really unexplainable if someone hadn't deliberately manipulated it. This is Feng Jiazhuang's sphere of influence. The first person to get the news was Feng Jianling. The owner of Feng Zhuang, Mr. Su, and his son also knew it immediately, and then Zhen Beiho and his son also knew it. After knowing the news, Feng Jianling's first reaction was to block the news. However, due to the deliberate spreading operation of some thoughtful people, the news spread at the speed of following the trend, and it was not blocked by him at all. Feng Jianling immediately noticed that something was wrong. Someone must be deliberately trying to achieve something through this matter. And when something happened to Han Yu, the one he was most worried about was his wife. He couldn't block the news from the outside, but the people in Feng Jiazhuang were tricked by him. Gag order, no talking about this matter. Of course, this is not enough. Since someone is interested in doing this, if it is for Su Wenyu and her son, even if he places a gag order in Feng Jiazhuang, it may not be effective. That person will definitely try every means to spread the news to Su Wenyu. So Feng Jianling immediately called everyone to the meeting hall to discuss this matter together. No matter what the purpose of these people is, our top priority now is to find out whether this news is true or false. Has something really happened to Han Yu? Mr. Su said with a solemn face. In fact, he was not optimistic in his heart. His son-in-law left. It had been a few days, and he had told his son-in-law what he was going to do before he left. He knew in his mind that the news was probably true in his opinion. Although it might be an exaggeration, it was certain that his son-in-law was in danger and was injured. It's true, I just received the news. Su Henji walked in from the outside, walking a little fast, and responded after hearing Mr. Su's words. Is your brother-in-law really so seriously injured? Mr. Su frowned. If his son-in-law's condition is really so serious, what should his daughter do if she knows the news? Maybe it's even more serious. The assassin was a master sent by Zhao Fan to assassinate. His methods were powerful. His main purpose was to kill Lu Xiu. If the sword had really pierced him, Lu Xiu would have died. It was Han Yu who stood in front of Lu Xiu and suffered for him. Later, he fought with the enemy for so long. After hearing the situation at that time, everyone could imagine what the scene was like without Su Henji saying it. I have had someone stop the news and issued a gag order to the people in Fengjiazhuang. But it's so popular outside that it's only a matter of time for you girl to know about it. By then, we don't know what kind of trouble will happen. This girl can jump off such a high cliff for Han Yu. If you know that Han Yu is in trouble, who knows what you can do? But hiding it like this is not a solution, alas, Master Su sighed, frowning. It's not easy for his daughter to come back and live a peaceful life for a few days, but something like this happened again. After hearing what Master Su said, everyone present was a little worried. They didn't dare to think about the consequences after Su Wenyu knew about this. No one had any ideas, and no one thought of actively telling Su Wenyu about this. At this time, outside. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 567. While everyone was discussing how to deal with this matter, the guard guarding outside came in a panic and reported, Master, this servant looked at Mrs. Han coming over, and she seemed a little worried. The guard guarding the door was a confidant of Master Feng, so he knew what Master Feng and the others were talking about. He was a little panicked when he saw Su Wenyu coming over, and hurriedly came in to report. Why is Yu Enian coming here at this time? Does she know about her son-in-law? Mr. Su said with some sadness and worry. He was worried that something happened to his son-in-law. He was even more worried about his daughter, fearing that her daughter would not be able to bear it if she knew about it. The status of his daughter and son-in-law in his heart naturally cannot be the same. Dad, don't worry first. My sister may not know about it. It may be because there is no news about her brother-in-law these days, so she may be worried. Su Henji comforted his father, but he was actually worried in his heart. There was a trace of worry on his face. Su Henji comforted his father. The men in the family simply regard Su Wenyu as their great treasure. Whoever has a few daughters in the Su family looks particularly noble, and of course only those who are direct descendants. The Su family's family rules and long-standing concepts are passed down there. The children of concubines are just nobler beings than maids. Fortunately, men can go out and work hard with their own abilities, but as concubines, they can only hope that their aunts will be kind and give them choose a better marriage, otherwise your whole life will be ruined. However, it is precisely because of this that the children of the Su family's concubines are not a threat to their aunts, so as long as the aunts are smarter, they will treat them with tolerance, and their lives will be better than those of the concubines of other families. Feng Jianling heard what Su Henji said and said from the side, Yes, uncle, don't worry, maybe sister Yu came here for other reasons. There has been no news from Xiu Qi in the past few days. Maybe Sister Yu is worried. That's why I came here to ask, let's not mess up our situation. In Fengjiazhuang, no one dares to violate what my father and I said. As soon as I knew something happened to Xiuqi, I issued a hush order. And Sister Yu has never been out of Fengjiazhuang, so she probably doesn't know about Xiuqi. Feng Jianling said that she was very confident in the absolute power and control of her father and son in Feng Jiazhuang. This must be done, otherwise Feng Jiazhuang would not be able to stand for so many years and become the only one in Feng Jiazhuang. It is an existence comparable to the 4 major martial arts families. What nephew Jianling said makes sense. I was too worried about Yu Yiniang, so I became a little confused. Mr. Su also understood the truth and felt much more at ease. Because the secret guard established by Han Yu in private is absolutely confidential. Except for Su Wenyu, only Si Kongling knew of the existence of such a person by accident, but it was only a guess. No one else knew about the power in his hands. Of existence. Mr. Su and his son actually had some guesses in their minds, but they were not clear about the specifics. Even if Su Henji and Zai Li had been together for a period of time, it was because of mutual respect. Even if they were close friends and they were their brother-in-law, Su Henji had never asked Han Yu about anything like this. Aspects of things. The Su family also has people similar to secret guards, but it is not easy to cultivate such talents. It takes a lot of manpower and material resources, and they must have suitable candidates, so they only have a few people in their hands, all arranged in the most important place. I have never been exposed in front of others, because I am afraid of arousing the suspicion of the superiors. Even though Mrs. Su, as the mistress of the second wife of the Su family, might know something in her heart, Mr. Su and his son, one is her husband and the other is her son, have never mentioned it to her. So even though they knew that Han Yu had such a power, Mr. Su and his son never thought that Han Yu would inform Su Wenyu of this power, and even put the power in Su Wenyu's hands. Once something happened to Han Yu, Su Wenyu could control this power. Of course, it was also some of Han Yu's previous attitudes that caused them to misunderstand. In the past, Han Yu was afraid that Su Wenyu would be in danger, so he never let Su Wenyu get involved in outside matters. He was afraid that Su Wenyu would worry and even hid many things. This time they thought Han Yu they would do the same thing, and their desire to protect Su Wenyu was also based on the same mentality. However, after a series of events involving jumping off a cliff, the young couple had reached a consensus. Su Wenyu asked a servant to inquire and found out that her father and brother were here, so she came here specially. Seeing that in addition to her father and brother, there were many other elders here, Su Wenyu was not surprised and met them one by one. Since there is such a secret guard, it is impossible to hide what happened outside from Su Wenyu. Su Wenyu thought of the reason why everyone gathered here in just a moment, especially since her father and brother, although they tried their best to hide it, still looked at her a little. With worried eyes, her heart felt warm. Once upon a time, she didn't care about missing out. It was only after experiencing everything that she realized how lucky and happy she was to have such a family. It's Yu Yiniang's fault that you elders are worried. Yu Yiniang is here to apologize to everyone, Su Wenyu said, and gave a blessing ceremony to everyone, and then looked at her father and brother. Dad, brother, I know everything about my husband. You don't have to worry about me. You have to believe that as the daughter of the Su family, I, Su Wenyu, am by no means a cowardly woman who can't do anything. Even though I did something like this because of my ignorance. Something that worries you, but now I have grown up and understand the responsibilities of being the head of a family. When Mr. Su and his son saw Su Wenyu saying such words, their first thought was neither relief nor relief. They looked at each other. Instead, they were a little worried that Su Wenyu had heard something and was deliberately trying to deceive them. Neither of them said anything immediately. You girl, what are you thinking about? You are so happy to say such a thing. You are the precious daughter of my Su family. Naturally, you are not comparable to those ordinary daughters. Dad has always known that my Yuiniang is the best. As for my son-in-law, you don't worry, your son-in-law is doing big things outside, so it's normal for him to come back without news for a few days. You don't have to worry about how good your son-in-law is. You, as a daughter-in-law, don't know how good he is. He is brave and resourceful, even if he meets him. The danger can be resolved, and you will come back safely, so don't think about it. After all, he is an old fox in the shopping mall. Master Su thought so in his heart, and said without any expression on his face, observing his daughter's reaction. Seeing her father like this, Su Wenyu felt a little helpless and worried. Her father and elder brother must have thought that she didn't know and were afraid that she would be worried, so they hid it. They were afraid that she would not be able to bear the shock after hearing the news, so they said, "Dad, you don't have to hide from me, I know everything, maybe I know more than you do, so you have to believe me." Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 568. Mr. Su and his son did not know that Su Wenyu had a secret guard in his hands. Hearing what Su Wenyu said, they became even more certain that Su Wenyu was trying to deceive them. His daughter/sister had been staying at Feng Jiazhuang today, and in the morning they were visiting the garden with their 3 children. Where did you get the news? She also knows more than them. It seems that her daughter/sister is also worried, so she didn't make a draft before speaking. Little sister, stop being ridiculous. What do you know? I know you are worried about your brother-in-law, but what Dad said is right. Hanyu is busy with big things outside. It is impossible for him to take care of everything at home. It's just that he hasn't heard anything for a few days. When the news comes back, maybe something happened or it's inconvenient, so stop guessing, scare yourself, and take care of your children at home. My brother-in-law will be back safely in a few days, so don't worry. As he spoke, he patted Su Wenyu's head comfortingly, with a bit of pampering and indulgence in his tone. It seemed that nothing really happened, and it was entirely Su Wenyu's overthinking. Although Su Wenyu was worried about Hanyu at this time, she was also made to laugh by her father and elder brother. No wonder the outside world called her father and elder brother foxes in the shopping mall. Looking at their ability to tell lies with their eyes open, they still wanted to deceive. As for her, if she hadn't gotten the information from the secret guards in advance, she might have been deceived by them. Dad, eldest brother, don't bother hiding it from me. Once I said I knew it, I really knew it. After saying this, Su Wenyu saw the doubtful and unprepared expressions of her father and eldest brother, and chuckled. That is, to only when he was looking at her did his father and eldest brother show the side of her. Little sister, what do you know? Seeing that his sister still insisted on saying this, Su Henji was a little unsure. However, if his sister really knew the news about Hanyu's accident, she would have been in chaos long ago. How could she be the same as she is now? He looked so calm and looked worried at most. Dad, brother, my husband was stabbed by an assassin, but the situation is not that serious. Don't worry too much. The news outside is spread randomly by people with good intentions. I don't know what An's intentions are, and it's impossible to be accurate. Su Wenyu didn't know either. Continuing to hang on to his father and brother, he said straightforwardly, lest they still be confused. Little sister, it turns out that you really know. Why didn't you tell me earlier? It hurt me and Dad. Su Henji touched his nose a little dejectedly and said, he couldn't go on at this point. After all, he was wrongly deceived. Even if the original intention was for the good of his sister, it did not change the nature of the matter. It was just that he did not expect that what his sister said was true. As a result, Su Henji glanced at his father, feeling a little embarrassed and embarrassed as well. The expression on his face made him feel more at ease. Yuyedu, We only just found out about your husband, and, how come you also know about it? Are you the talkative servant in Zhuangzi? After Feng Jianling finished speaking, a trace of cruelty flashed in her eyes. Being able to sit firmly in the position of young master of the village and intimidating the people below him, Feng Jianling has never been a kind and soft-hearted person. If the problem lies with the servants in the village, he will never tolerate it. But after saying that, I felt something was wrong. Listening to Su Wenyu's tone, whether she knew the news that was spreading wildly outside, or knew Han Yu's current true situation, these could not be known to the subordinates of Zhuangzi. Maybe Han Yu before leaving, I left some communication channel with Su Wenyu. Feng Jianling quickly figured out the reason, and so did everyone present. Everyone was smart, so it was not difficult to guess. Yu Niang, did your son-in-law give you news? Although it was a question, the tone of Mr. Su's words was almost affirmative. Because his son-in-law was away and something like the last time happened, Mr. Su paid special attention to his daughter's actions. Especially at a time like this, Mr. Su knew everything about what Su Wenyu did today. The only thing beyond his control was the arrangement of his son-in-law. Su Wenyu nodded without concealing anything. Although Han Yu wanted to achieve certain goals and the news could not be known to others, everyone present could be trusted, and she could not hide some of her arrangements with Han Yu. Their assistance is also needed. Yes, I just received the news from my husband. I know what happened before, and I also know the situation outside. Before Su Wenyu admitted it, everyone thought that this was how they were inseparable, but when Su Wenyu actually spoke out, the feeling was different. At least now, Su Wenyu gave them the feeling that they no longer needed their protection. A movie about a girl that no one even knew about. Even they didn't know about such news, but Su Wenyu got the news early in the morning. Regardless of whether the news was delivered by Han Yu or not, the facts are the facts, and everyone did not ignore what Su Wenyu said. I also know the situation outside. Based on this sentence, Su Wenyu can no longer be simply defined as a housewife. Mr. Su and his son already knew how much their son-in-law cared about their daughter, but after this incident, there may have been some changes between the daughter and the son-in-law, which made the son-in-law change like this and begin to hand over his power to in the hands of my daughter. Although this is pressure and burden, it is also a good thing. In the eyes of Mr. Su and his son, external favor and so-called love and affection are never as important as grasping actual power. Even if the son-in-law dotes on his daughter now and is sincere, no one can guarantee that he will not abandon his daughter when she is old and ugly in the future. However, if the daughter takes the opportunity to grasp these things now, no matter what happens in the future, even if the son-in-law is no longer loving, she can still live well with these. And the other people present also truly and formally realized the status of Su Wenyu in Han Yu's mind for the first time. Even though Han Yu seemed to give up everything to find Su Wenyu before, they just thought that Han Yu really liked Su Wenyu, but it was just a simple love and love between men and women. Moreover, as people on the same line, they were more or less aware of what happened later. Han Yu's purpose did not seem to be so simple. The so-called was more like a cover. Now the view is different. Those present, whether it was the father and son of Marquis Bayan or the father and son of Master Feng, were not heartless men. They loved their wives, but seldom told them about things outside, especially such important things. It was not that they did not trust them. On the one hand, it was a problem of concept. They believed that women should take care of their husbands and children and manage the inner house. Secondly, things outside were not simpler than those in the inner house. They were afraid that they would not be able to figure it out and mess things up. So Han Yu handed these things over to Su Wenyu. It was not only trust, but also recognition of Su Wenyu's ability. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 569. We were all worried when we learned that something happened to Han Yu. As long as he's okay. Yu Niang, Don't blame your father and your eldest brother for wanting to hide it from you. They were afraid that you wouldn't be able to bear the news. After all, you were something happened at that time, and he suffered a lot. If he tortures his body anymore, he won't be able to bear it. Fortunately, Han Yu's injury was not that serious, so everyone was relieved. Upon seeing this, Master Feng came to the rescue and said, Su Wenyu didn't mean to be offended at first, not to mention it was her biological father and eldest brother. I know that my father and eldest brother are trying so hard to hide it for my own good, so how can I blame them? That would be too ignorant. However, if something like this happens in the future, I hope everyone will stop hiding it from me. This will easily lead to misunderstandings and allow interested people to take advantage of it. So why don't you just say it openly? I, Su Wenyu, am not that incapable of things. My Yuiniang has grown up. Okay, Daddy promises you that I won't hide anything from you in the future, Mr. Su promised with some emotion. Today's Yuiniang is no longer the girl he pampered and doted on before. I have grown up completely, and I am happy but also a little disappointed. It's good that Chiuchi is not in danger, but what happened this time is very strange. Everyone must have noticed something is wrong. It obviously happened just this morning, but he has so much kung fu, and yet it has spread everywhere. It must be someone is deliberately spreading rumors, and their purpose is probably to target Yu Ye. Feng Jianling expressed his speculation. Everyone nodded, obviously agreeing with Feng Jianling's statement. Jianling is right. I'm afraid this matter is not that simple. Yu Ye should be more careful in the future. Su Wenyu was naturally not afraid of people who were hiding their heads and only dared to make small moves behind their backs. However, seeing everyone's worried eyes, she still nodded, "Thank you for your concern. I will take good care of myself and will not make random guesses about myself. The chaotic situation gives opportunities to those who are interested. Everyone must be careful. Although these people seem to be trying to deal with me, who knows their true purpose? If anything happens in the future involving Han Yu, everyone is not sure. You can discuss it with me." Han Yu left some manpower for me before he left, just to facilitate the delivery of news to me. Yu Niang's words make sense. Let's all be careful. No one knows the purpose of the person behind spreading such news. It seems to be aimed at Yu Niang, but Yu Niang is also in the eyes of those people. She is just a housewife, so there is really no need to bother dealing with her like this. It is hard to say who they are really going to target. You must not take it lightly and take advantage of others. This was said by the Marquis of Bayan, and he was very analytical. Reason? Everyone nodded and said they would be cautious and pay attention to everything around them. I'm afraid that Yu Niang came here not only to inform everyone about Han Yu, but also what other plans are there. Su Hongjing usually looks prim and serious, but he is very attentive and cares about Su Wenyu. He doesn't say it on the face, but in his heart she loves her no less than anyone else. I still remember the first time I met my soft little cousin. Su Hongjing fell in love with her at first sight and felt like he was an older brother. Yes. Although my husband is not as seriously injured as the rumors outside, and his life is in danger, the injury is real. I have to protect General Lu along the way, and the people from the court are chasing him. I'm afraid of him. I have the strength to ask Uncle Feng to send someone to assist them, Su Wenyu said with a worried look. Master Feng Zhuang agreed without any hesitation. The Feng family and the Su family have a close relationship. They have been in the same camp as the Su family for a long time. Su Wenyu asked him for help. Whether it was for public or private reasons, he had no reason to refuse. Okay, no problem. I will send someone to pick them up immediately. Don't worry, girl you. My uncle will take care of your husband and he will return safely. Just keep it in your heart. Master Feng Zhuang laughed and said, there is still some teasing meaning in it. Seeing everyone looking at her like this with understanding expressions, Su Wenyu also blushed a little. However, Since Master Feng agreed to help Han Yu if she was afraid of people, she felt less worried. Master Feng was a man of his word, will do what he says. Let's see, I'll take the trip myself. I've been holding back these days, and it's time to stretch my arms and legs, Su Hongjing said after seeing that the master of the village had agreed. First of all, he was really worried about Han Yu, his brother-in-law. Whether it was as his brother-in-law or because he had contributed to rescuing their father and son, he should have shown some respect for his safety. Furthermore, it was also out of consideration for the future of the Bayanho mansion that he wanted to be with Lu Xiu. Get in touch and decide what to do next. That's great. With the eldest cousin taking action, things will definitely be more secure, Su Wenyu said with a happy face. Although she didn't have much contact with the eldest cousin, she knew that his abilities were cultivated by the Bayan Marquis mansion. The heir of the first generation, who grew up in Chang'an, has some methods that his eldest brother is slightly inferior to. He agreed to take action, and Han Yu's safety was a little more guaranteed. Although the news from Han Yu said that the injury was not serious, Su Wenyu was not a fool, let alone someone who had been sleeping with her for so many years. How could she not know that Han Yu downplayed the matter because he was worried about her, even if the injury was not life-threatening? The level must be serious. Lu Xiu is not a fool, and Han Yu cannot easily fool him. Master Feng Zhuang and Su Hongjing are both resolute people. Since they agreed to Su Wenyu, they immediately took action after leaving the meeting hall and quickly ordered their troops to set off. On Lu Xiu's side, with the help of people arranged by Han Yu, he successfully retreated to a safe area, but instead he looked worried and anxious. Han Yu's injuries were so serious that he had no pursuers from the court. The joy and relief of escaping from the hands. Doctor, tell me, how is Xiu Qi? Lu Xiu looked at Han Yu lying there with a bloodless face. As time passed, his life seemed to be slowly passing away. Lu Xiu felt uncomfortable because a person who was usually so mighty and brave ended up in such a predicament just to save him. Please forgive me for speaking frankly. General Han is really injured too seriously. These medicines seem to have no effect. General Han's condition is getting more and more serious. If this continues, I'm afraid he won't be able to survive for long. It will be 3 or 2 days at most, Kung Fu will. Before the old doctor could finish speaking, Lu Xiu stopped him. Shut up. Who is Han Yu? Enemies are terrified when mentioning his name. How could such a heroic and invincible figure be so easy to? He will get through it. Lu Xiu couldn't hear that word at this time, which made him feel more and more guilty towards Han Yu. He didn't want to lose such a loyal and brave talent, and he didn't want to lose a brother worth entrusting his life to. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 570. The old doctor was also a little helpless. As a doctor, he could only speak based on the patient's condition. Moreover, General Han was injured so seriously. Anyone with a discerning eye could tell that the situation was not optimistic. He could not say anything against his will. No matter how brave General Han was, he was invincible. It's just a human being. He was so seriously injured and fought hard all the way. If it had been anyone else, he might have died a long time ago. It's not easy to survive until now. What happens next depends on God's will. Although Lu Xiu said this, it was not that he didn't understand the truth in his heart. He was just anxious and worried. Seeing the helpless look of the old doctor, he finally calmed down. There is really no way. Doctor, please save Xiu no matter no matter what method you use, I will do my best to cooperate with you. As long as you save the person, I will definitely reward you. General Lu, it's not that I don't try my best, it's really that I can't do anything. As long as there is a glimmer of hope, I will not give up. In a situation like General Han, unless it is. The old doctor did not continue to say this, obviously. I don't think it's possible. Unless it is what, when Lu Xiu heard what the old doctor said, a glimmer of hope burst out in his eyes. Seeing that the old doctor did not continue, he quickly grabbed the old doctor's hand and asked. Cough, cough. At this time, Han Yu, who had fallen into a slumber, woke up and saw Lu Xiu questioning the old doctor, holding on to his weak voice. Uncle Wen, please don't embarrass the old doctor. I understand my current situation myself, and I'm afraid I won't be able to survive it. Wealth is determined by fate, and some things cannot be forced. Han Yu said this with some discouragement. Yes, but also with a bit of open-mindedness, as if he has seen through something. Xiu Qi, don't be discouraged. There is a saying that man can conquer nature. How could a hero like you be willing to end his life like this? You are still so young, and there are many revenges that have not been realized. Didn't you say that you would help me to achieve great things? In the past, I was too narrow-minded and listened to the slanders of villains, so I had many suspicions about you and could not be in touch with you. As long as you survive this, from now on, you will be the brother I can trust with my life. When Han Yu heard Lu Xiu's words, he knew that his goal had been achieved this time. He really showed a bit of joy on his face and looked at Lu Xiu sincerely. I can hear what you said, Uncle Wen, and my heart is full of joy. I'm satisfied. I don't blame you for not trusting me before. It's just that if I were replaced, I might not be able to do what you do, Uncle Wen. You obviously have such strength and can occupy a force by yourself, but you have to rely on you, Uncle Wen. Everyone will doubt my motives, and I do have a purpose. When Lu Xiu heard what Han Yu said, his expression changed slightly. He couldn't care less in his heart, but he didn't have any suspicion. He held Han Yu's hand and said, Xiu Qi, stop talking. I don't care whether you are surrendering to me or not, what kind of purpose, but I saw everything you did later, and now you almost lost your life to save me. No matter what, you are my savior, Lu Xiu. I will always remember this kindness in my heart. You will always be my brother whose life depends on me. There is no need to talk about the past, as long as we work together from now on. Uncle Wen, please listen to me first. I know you are a broad-minded person, but there are some things that you still need to make clear, otherwise there will always be some grudges in your heart. It's not that I couldn't see your suspicion of me before. I just always feel that it doesn't matter and I can prove everything with my own actions. But in fact, if you don't explain some things clearly, who knows what you are thinking? I am afraid that I can't survive it now, and I want to make some things clear. Han Yu looked at Lu Xiu sternly as he spoke, with a calm expression. I do have a purpose in taking refuge with you, but it is not like what others have speculated and imagined. I just want to find a master worthy of my support and love. The purpose is as simple as that. After Han Yu said this, Lu Xiu's face didn't change much, and it was hard to tell whether he believed it or not. Han Yu ignored this and continued, it is true that I have the strength to occupy a force and become the master on my own, but not everyone has such ambitions. Although I, Han Yu, also have ideals and revenge, the highest ideal, but I want to be a majestic general, honor my ancestors, give my wife a title, and have enough ability to protect my family and prevent my wife from being wronged. I have no idea about that position. When Han Yu said this, he saw that Lu Xiu was obviously disbelieving and confused, so he emphasized his tone, it's true. For many people, that position may be a dream, but for me, it has no temptation. Just like my daughter-in-law said that the emperor has the most tiring job in the world. It is thankless and thankless. He seems to be able to do everything he wants, but in fact he is very sad and helpless. He has to sacrifice everything in order to consolidate his power and status. It's better to be an ordinary person. Your wife is a transparent person. Lu Xiu really believed it now. He understood Han Yu's character. These words definitely came from Han Yu's heart. He actually felt good about Han Yu's wife's words. Duo, he is the ambitious person, Han Yu said. Not to mention that he has not yet sat in that position. In order to secure his current position, he has sacrificed a lot, but he thinks it is worth it. Speaking of Han Yu daughter-in-law, Lu Xiu unexpectedly remembered the beauty that had always stayed in her heart. Han Yu shook his head. Although my wife's words have some meaning, it is not entirely true. After all, she was raised by her father-in-law and mother-in-law, and she is somewhat ignorant of the troubles of the world. In fact, it is not good to be an emperor, but to be an ordinary person. I don't have the helplessness of ordinary people. I came from a humble background. I was just a farmer at first, and I worked hard to get where I am today. I know the helplessness involved. If I were just an ordinary person and didn't have any rights, I might not even be able to protect my wife and children. Come on, the feeling of being bullied but unable to fight back is really bad, so it is necessary to make contributions so that you can have enough ability to protect your family, but now, ahem. As Han Yu thought of something, he became a little excited and started coughing due to the wound. Xiuqi, don't be anxious. If you have anything to say, please speak slowly. Lu Xiu persuaded Han Yu when he saw this. Uncle Wen, if something happens to me, I hope you can take care of my wife and children because of our past friendship. I'm really worried. Han Yu said this and held Lu Xiu's hand, as if he was giving his last words, but he fainted again before he finished speaking. Seeing Han Yu's expression change, Lu Xiu used his hands to test Han Yu's breathing. He felt that although Han Yu's breathing was weak, it was still there. He breathed a sigh of relief and turned his head to look at the old doctor aside with sharp eyes. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 571. What did you just say? There must be a way to save Han Yu. When Lu Xiu said this, his tone was threatening, and the aura of a superior was highlighted. If the doctor could not give him a satisfactory answer, then he would not mind using up means. The doctor was also a discerning man. Seeing Lu Xiu like this, he knew that he could no longer hide anything. He had no intention of hiding anything. He just thought it was impossible and said quickly, General Han's injuries are too serious and the old man's medical skills are limited. There is nothing that can be done, and in this situation, according to Lao Chan's opinion, unless Drmu is found within 2 days, it may not be possible to save General Han. Drmu is the best doctor in the world, and his medical skills are so good that it is said that as long as the patient is still breathing, he will be saved. He can be rescued. But the whereabouts of Miracle Dr. Mu are erratic, and no one knows where he is. It is almost impossible to find him in such a short time. Moreover, it is said that Miracle Dr. Mu has a weird temper, and even if he is found, he may not be willing to help Han. General heals, that's why I didn't mention it before, just because the possibility is too small. Lu Xiu's eyes lit up when he heard the doctor mentioning Miracle Dr. Mu. Han Yu's daughter-in-law was saved by Miracle Dr. Mu, and not long ago, Miracle Dr. Mu might still be nearby. Han Yu must have known that he could find Miracle Dr. Mu. Find a way to heal the wood. Just looking at Han Yu, who had fallen into a coma, even though Han Yu knew how to find Miracle Dr. Mu, he couldn't wake up and tell him that in the past few days, Han Yu had only been awake for a short while, and he hadn't finished speaking. I couldn't hold it in and passed out. Thinking of Han Yu's personal bodyguard, Han Yu usually trusted Zai Li, and maybe Zai Li also knew about it. Thinking of this, Lu Xiu immediately found Zai Li. After Han Yu was injured and fell into a coma, Zai Li took over Han Yu's duties in handling the affairs that Han Yu was usually responsible for. He performed well and never made any mistakes. He was a good talent. Zai Li was not surprised to see Lu Xiu looking for him. He just said respectfully, My lord has found his subordinates, but do you have anything to give me? Zai Li, do you know about Miracle Dr. Mu? Miracle Dr. Mu has great medical skills. My siblings were saved by Miracle Mu. Xiuqi's current situation is not optimistic. I'm afraid he won't be able to survive for long. If Miracle Dr. Mu can be found, he might be able to save his life. There is hope. You have been with Xiuqi before, so you must know how to find Miracle Dr. Mu, right? Lu Xiu said eagerly, but because he was so worried, he didn't notice anything was wrong. When Zai Li heard Lu Xiu mentioning Miracle Dr. Mu, he was surprised for a moment. It seemed that the master's plan was more effective than expected. Lu Xiu could think of asking Miracle Dr. Mu to treat you, which showed his attitude towards you. However, although Zai Li was in his heart, I thought a lot, but it didn't show on my face. In fact, Han Yu was not as serious as the doctor said, but he had a special way to change his pulse, making it impossible to diagnose the real situation and giving the illusion that he was about to die. Otherwise, Zai Li would not be as calm as he is now. The humble physician does know how to contact Divine Dr. Mu. When the master was seriously injured, he already used the method to contact Divine Dr. Mu. He wanted to ask Divine Dr. Mu to diagnose and treat you. However, he has not received a reply from Divine Dr. Mu until now. I don't know if there is any. I haven't received any news from my humble position, and the whereabouts of Divine Dr. Mu are elusive, so there is no other way for my subordinates to find Divine Dr. Mu. Lu Xiu suddenly realized what Zai Li said. As Han Yu's confidant, Zai Li couldn't be indifferent to Han Yu's injuries. Knowing that there was a Mu miracle doctor, he would naturally find a way to find the Mu miracle doctor. But he didn't expect this Mu miracle doctor. So hard to find. Is there really no other way? If we can't find Miracle Dr. Mu as soon as possible, Xiuqi may not be able to survive much longer. How about I send some people to look for him? Maybe Miracle Dr. Mu hasn't gone far yet, Lu Xiu asked with a frown. Road. Dr. Mu is not an ordinary person. Unless he is willing, he may not be able to recognize you even if he stands in front of you. It is useless no matter how many people are sent to look for him. Now there is really no other way but to wait for news. Otherwise, he will be humble. I went to find someone right away. That's all we have to do. I hope Xiuqi can hold on and wait until Miracle Dr. Mu. Lu Xiu sighed helplessly. At this point, he had done all he could and could only resign himself to fate. After hearing Lu Xiu's words, Zai Li nodded in agreement, but a certain color flashed in his eyes. In fact, is it really what Zai Li said? Of course not. Let's not talk about the friendship between Dr. Mu and the Zai family. After getting along this time, he has a good impression of the young couple Han Yu and Su Wenyu. Since Su Wenyu is not in good health and is afraid that things will happen again, Dr. Mu stays nearby for the time being. And did not leave. Zai Li's answer to Lu Xiu was just a reason for himself. Otherwise, Lu Xiu would be suspicious if he couldn't explain it, and thus doubt Han Yu's motives. In Lu Xiu's opinion, Han Yu was really lucky. Within 2 days, Zai Li received a reply from the miracle doctor and he would soon come to treat Han Yu. At this time, Han Yu had reached the most critical moment and was about to die at any time. With the arrival of the miracle doctor, his condition was finally stabilized and he woke up the next day. If it's too heavy, you still have to stay in bed and not work hard. Great, Xiuqi, you've finally woken up. Dr. Mu is indeed worthy of being the #1 doctor in our daimyo dynasty. You were almost, but you were rescued. Haha, we brothers can fight side by side again in the future. You don't forget what you said before, you want to assist me in a great cause, Lu Xiu said happily, brushing away the gloom and worry of the past few days. If it weren't for Han Yu's injuries, he would have wanted to pull him away. Han Yu went out to have a few drinks. Not only is Han Yu awake, but many of his old subordinates have also escaped from Yiyang and contacted Lu Xiu. The loss of Yiyang city this time is smaller than expected. Even now, Lu Xiu has gathered a lot of people, including Yin Shi and other generals who followed Lu Xiu before. Not only did they escape from Yiyang city, but they were also loyal and did not seek other ways. They are still willing to follow him. Han Yu, don't have any other advantages. I just keep my word. Since I have made a promise, I will do it. In the future, I will do my best to assist the Lord to achieve great things, and I will never have second thoughts. Very good. Then it's settled. With talents like Xiaoqi, we don't have to worry about not achieving great things even if we are in trouble temporarily. But the most important thing at the moment is not these. Xiaoqi, you were injured too badly to save me this time. That stab was on the heart meridian, which is the most important part of the human body. Although you are no longer in danger of life with the diagnosis and treatment of Dr. Mu, you still have to take good care of yourself. Don't rush to do things outside. You can do things for me well after you recover from your injuries. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 572. Han Yu nodded. Even if Lu Xiu didn't say so, he had planned to avoid it. This time, he suffered heavy losses in defeat. At first, only a few thousand people escaped. Although many people escaped later, many people escaped. The immediate losses have subsided a little, but the vitality is still severely damaged. It can be said that all the hard work and efforts have been in vain, and everything has to start again. But it's not like starting from scratch. At least with the popularity he had accumulated in the past and the previous big battle in which he defeated more with less, Lu Xiu's popularity and reputation have reached a certain height. Even if he loses this time, he will still be able to win. There are still many people taking refuge. Lu Xiu must be eager to expand his troops now. Han Yu does not want to get involved openly. Even if Lu Xiu really trusts him now and has no suspicion anymore, the more so, the more he must protect him. The result of painstaking efforts, but how to act secretly is unknown. I listen to my lord, but even if I really want to do something, I'm afraid I won't be able to do it. It's probably because Mushin's medicine contains a calming ingredient. I've been feeling very short these days and I really don't have much energy. When Han Yu said this, his face already looked a little sleepy, probably because he had lost too much blood, and his face still looked very pale. Lu Xiu obviously noticed Han Yu's condition and was very considerate, so he warned, "Then you have a good rest, pay attention to your health, and follow the doctor's instructions. I won't disturb your rest. There are many things waiting for me outside deal with. Thank you for your concern, my lord. My lord, please go on your own. Don't worry about me. I can't take care of myself at such a big age," Han Yu said with a smile, with a hint of helplessness in his tone. I wonder if Lu Xiu was because of his life-saving grace this time. Or because of his previous suspicion and guilt. He showed unprecedented concern for him during this period, taking care of everything in detail, sometimes almost to the point of nagging. Han Yu was suddenly able to understand his wife's nagging in the face of him. A feeling of helplessness and headache. "Okay, I won't disturb you when I go out." Lu Xiu seemed to feel that he was too verbose. Before, he was just grateful to Han Yu for saving his life and wanted to make up for his previous guilt towards Han Yu, so he said to Han Yu, "You took better care of him." However, with the change in mentality now, and getting along with Han Yu more often, Lu Xiu suddenly felt that Han Yu was quite interesting. Although he looked cold and stern on the surface, he didn't hold back much even in front of him, but that's why it was interesting to see Han Yu's helpless look and slightly changed expression under his words. It turns out that there is no fear of heaven or earth. Even the brave and invincible generals are sometimes afraid. After finishing speaking, Lu Xiu was about to go out when she reached the door of the camp. She seemed to have thought of something again. "By the way, Your wife may be coming in a few days. I'll let you know so that you can be mentally prepared. What did you say, Han Yu didn't care about his tone at this time. Hearing Lu Xiu's words, he asked excitedly. He didn't know what was going on. He couldn't have heard wrong. That's right, I see you are so seriously injured. There are only a lot of old men in the military camp, and there are no women. They are not that careful in taking care of you. So I asked the Prince of Bayan to send a letter back and ask his younger brothers and sisters to come and take care of you. For a period of time, I can take care of your body and comfort your thoughts, so you can kill two birds with one stone, Lu Xiu said quite proudly, feeling that his arrangement was really appropriate, and he planned it for Han Yu, but inside. But he had some secret thoughts and wanted to verify the answer in his heart. Han Yu didn't think much about it. Based on Lu Xiu's behavior during this period, it was normal for him to do such a thing. Although he was happy for his wife's arrival, he still had a straight face on his face. Here it's a military camp, what a woman is doing here, it won't have a good impact. Although the daimyo dynasty did not have an express rule that women could not enter the military camp, there were generally no such creatures as women in this important military camp area. Of course, some armies would also have military prostitutes, but they did not exist here yet. Lu Xiu raised his eyebrows after hearing Han Yu's words. Don't think that he didn't see Han Yu's suddenly softened expression, and the flash of tenderness on his face. The so-called Iron Man's tenderness was definitely like this, and he still came to this with him. He immediately exposed Han Yu unceremoniously. I said, Xiu Qi, you must be honest and don't say what you mean. This is not good. I always thought you were a relatively honest person, but now it seems that is not the case. That's it? You love your wife so much, maybe you miss her so much, and now you feel happy when you hear that your wife is coming, but you have to act like you are not welcoming her. Lu Xiu said, seeing that Han Yu still looked like that, he continued, actually, I originally thought about buying a maid to take care of you. It was because of the relationship between you and your wife, and I heard that your wife is I'm jealous, so I took this trick and took your wife over, thinking that you would be happy. Now it seems that I am being smart. In this case, I think my sister-in-law is still halfway there, so why not just let her go back? Han Yu knew that Lu Xiu was having bad taste again, but it was difficult to calm down when it came to his wife. Even though he knew that Lu Xiu was deliberately provoking him, he still gave in. Since she's here, let her come. There's no reason to go back halfway. Well, Han Yu admitted that he was happy. That's right. Missing your wife is not a shameful thing. Okay, I've told you everything I need to tell you. I'm really busy. Lu Xiu patted Han Yu on the shoulder and walked outside the tent in a few steps. The smile on his face faded, and he looked a little unpredictable, not knowing what he was thinking. Su Wenyu didn't expect Lu Xiu to let Su Hongjing bring a letter to her, asking her to go and take care of Han Yu. However, after receiving the letter, she didn't delay for a moment. She entrusted the child to her parents to take care of him, and packed a large bag of things to go to Han Yu. She couldn't help but worry and care. It was to the point where she was asked to take care of him, which meant that Han Yu was really seriously injured, otherwise she wouldn't be asked to come. The three children learned that their mother was going to take care of their injured father. Although they were a little reluctant, they didn't insist on following them as usual. They were very sensible and obedient. Even Seeing Geer didn't do what Su Wenyu worried about. Mom, you go and take care of Daddy, I will take good care of my brothers and sisters. Seeing Geer actually saw his mother's worries these days. He didn't want to make his mother sad, and he was actually worried about his father. Madam, the military camp is just ahead, and we will see adults soon. Zioxi also followed Su Wenyu this time. When he saw the military camp stationed in front, he said happily, pointing in the direction of the military camp. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 573. So when Ayu saw a tent in front of her, thinking that there were people she cared about in it, and a few traces of warmth appeared on her face. Yes, we are finally here, so when Ayu sighed. In fact, the distance from Fengjiazhuang to here is not far. Even if she drove a carriage, it would only take a few days to get here. However, she was eager to see Han Yu, so she felt that time passed very slowly. It really felt like a long time since she last saw him. In fact, Su Wenyu was mainly worried about Han Yu's injury. The conditions in the military camp were difficult, and there was no one to take care of him, which was not conducive to the recovery of his injuries. She didn't know how Han Yu was doing now. When she thought of this, Su Wenyu's pace unconsciously accelerated, and she walked quickly towards the military camp. When she arrived at the gate of the military camp, the master and servants were stopped. Su Wenyu has always been low-key in her actions and doesn't like to make such a big scene. This time, she didn't bring many people with her, but they all had skills. As the saying goes, quality is more important than quantity. As long as they are needed, they can be put to great use. Moreover, Su Wenyu learned the lesson from the last time. With more people, it is easier to attract people's attention. She also disguised herself as an ordinary person and traveled smoothly all the way. However, because of this, she was stopped at the gate of the military camp. Stop! The military camp is a restricted area. No outsiders are allowed to enter. Leave quickly, otherwise don't blame me for being rude. Because Su Wenyu and her friends were dressed very shabby, the sergeant thought Su Wenyu and her friends were villagers fleeing nearby. It's not that the sergeant is so snobbish, but he always encounters such situations these days, so he is inevitably a little impatient and his tone is not good. How can you be like this? Do you know who we are? You talk like this. I'm not polite, Xiao 11 said angrily. She was fine, but she couldn't stand seeing someone treat Su Wenyu so badly. Her master is the general's wife. How can a soldier neglect her status and position? At first, the soldier saw that Su Wenyu and her group were dressed in shabby clothes, so he thought they were villagers fleeing. However, after a careful look, he saw that although the group was dressed in shabby clothes, they all had extraordinary temperament, especially the peasant woman in the middle. Although she was wearing rough clothes, she could not hide her beauty. She just stood there quietly, and she had her own demeanor. At that moment, he realized that these were definitely not ordinary villagers. However, the words had already been said, and he felt a little regretful but could not take them back. Then he heard Zioxi's words. The soldier was a smart man. He was not angry at Zioxi's impolite words. He didn't know what her identity was, but she spoke in such a loud tone. Miss, I don't mean to embarrass you, but this is indeed a military camp. Outsiders are not allowed to approach. You should leave quickly. The soldier was cautious, so his tone softened a little. Zioxi was not the kind of person who would not let others go. Just now, because the soldier's attitude was too bad, now that the soldier persuaded her kindly, her tone softened. Young man, we are not just any random people. My wife is General Han's wife. She came to take care of the general when she learned that the general was injured. You should report to us immediately. Don't delay the wife's business. You will not be able to bear the blame if the general blames you, Zioxi said after Su Wenyu's signal. The sergeant's face changed immediately after hearing Zioxi's words. He guessed that the identity of this group of people was not ordinary, but he didn't expect that the lady was so important. She was actually the general's wife, and the wife of General Han, whom he respected the most. Thinking of his bad tone just now, the sergeant's face turned pale. It is said that General Han is famous for doting on his wife. He actually offended the general's wife just now. If the general blames him, he is just an ordinary soldier. Please forgive me, Madam General. I was blind and didn't know it was Madam General. I was so offensive. I deserve to die. When the soldier thought of the possible serious consequences, he knelt down and saluted Su Wenyu to apologize. He didn't doubt the authenticity of Su Wenyu's identity. With such beauty and demeanor, who else could it be but Madam General? Su Wenyu just wanted to see Han Yu as soon as possible. She didn't care and wouldn't argue with a little soldier. Ignorance is not a crime. You didn't do anything wrong. Just pay attention in the future. Report it quickly. Su Wenyu knew the rules of the military camp. She didn't ask the military advisor on guard to take her in directly, but asked him to report quickly and let Han Yu's people lead him in. As the general's wife, she didn't feel superior. She used her privileges to break the rules, and she should set an example and not let you, Han Yu, establish your authority in front of the people below in the future. After hearing what Su Wenyu said, the sergeant was grateful and admired. She was indeed the wife of General Han. She was different. She didn't have the superiority and arrogance of an official's wife. Not only did she forgive him with a broad mind, but she also followed the rules of the military camp. This way he wouldn't be embarrassed. Yes, I'll report it right away, the sergeant responded and ran to Han Yu's tent. He didn't dare to stop for a moment, for fear of delay. When the sergeant came over, Han Yu had just taken medicine and went to sleep. Zai Li happened to be there, so he didn't let the sergeant disturb Han Yu. He brought people to the gate of the military camp to greet Su Wenyu. I see you, madam. The general was injured, so he took medicine and went to sleep. Because of the doctor's previous instructions, I didn't wake the general up. Please don't blame me, Madam. Zai Li knew that Su Wenyu wouldn't blame him, but he should still make it clear to avoid Madam misunderstanding. Su Wenyu naturally wouldn't be angry about this. You did the right thing. My husband's condition is the most important thing. Let's not talk about it anymore. Take me to see him. Zai Li knew the relationship between Han Yu and Su Wenyu, and naturally understood Su Wenyu's mood and feelings at the moment. He nodded and took Su Wenyu to Han Yu's tent. Han Yu had taken medicine, which contained a sleeping ingredient, and slept soundly. He didn't even notice Su Wenyu and the others coming in, and was still sleeping. Han Yu has always been a cautious person. Even when he fell asleep at night, he was very alert, especially in the military camp, where there were few times when he was defenseless and vulnerable. Looking at the pale man lying on the bed, who had almost lost weight, Su Wenyu felt so distressed that she covered her mouth and tears fell. She gently stroked the contours of Han Yu's face with her hands, with a bit of obsession. Seeing Su Wenyu like this, Zai Li hurriedly tried to comfort her. If the master woke up and saw Madam like this, she would be very distressed. Madam, don't be sad. The master's injury has healed a lot. The doctor said that as long as he takes good care of himself, the master has a good body and will recover soon. And this time, the doctor who treated the master is Mu Shinai. Madam knows Mu Shinai's medical skills. He will definitely make the master recover well without any hidden dangers. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 574. Su Wenyu felt a little relieved when she heard what Zai Li said. Dr. Mu was not only good at medicine, but also very kind to them. Although he was a sharp-tongued and unforgiving person, he was a truly kind and respectable elder. With him around, they didn't need to worry about Han Yu's health. Thank you for taking care of the general these days. Leave this to me in the future. Su Wenyu's mood had calmed down a lot at this time, and she couldn't wait to take over the task of taking care of Han Yu. Looking at Han Yu's thin face, she thought of countless ways to supplement her diet and figured out how to heal Han Yu. Madam, what are you talking about? This is my job. I will be relieved that you will take care of the general in the future. Zai Li has been very busy these days. Han Yu fell down, and he had to take over many things on his hands. He was busy outside, and he had to divide half of his mind to take care of Han Yu and take care of Han Yu's safety. He felt a little overwhelmed. Fortunately, the lady came, and the master was left to worry about the lady. He only needed to manage the outside affairs. As for everything about the master, the lady was in charge, including security issues. The master gave half of the power of the secret guard to the lady. Zai Li knew that it was not only because he trusted the lady, but also because the lady had the ability. As soon as Zai Li left, Su Wenyu adjusted and doubled the guards around Han Yu. The main reason was that Su Wenyu was very worried about Han Yu's defenseless appearance. At this time, Han Yu, even if someone with bad intentions came, would be a fatal threat to him, so security defense must be foolproof and must not give anyone a chance. Even after the defeat of Yiyang City, Lu Xiu cleaned it up and made it much cleaner inside and out. It was impossible to clean it up completely. There would always be some fish that slipped through the net. Such people must not be allowed to get close to Han Yu and bring danger to Han Yu. Han Yu slept for a long time before waking up. When he woke up, Han Yu subconsciously felt that something was wrong. He opened his eyes and found that his wife was in front of him. Han Yu wiped his eyes, thinking that he was dazzled. He looked again and saw that he was right. His wife was right in front of him. Han Yu remembered what Lu Xiu said that day. He actually sent someone to pick up his wife. According to the time, they should still be on the way. As a result, his wife had arrived first. He was afraid that she had set off before the person he sent. And looking at the dress on his wife, Han Yu naturally understood why. His wife was very smart. Su Wenyu was a little tired from rushing to travel these days. She fell asleep while sitting next to Han Yu. What a worrying little thing. You don't have to worry about catching a cold when you sleep like this, Han Yu said lovingly. He had already stood up and bent over to pick up Su Wenyu and put her on his couch. Perhaps Han Yu's movements were too gentle, and Su Wenyu was sleeping too deeply. After several movements, she didn't wake up. She just frowned and muttered a few words, then found a comfortable position in Han Yu's arms and fell asleep again, which made Han Yu laugh even more. Haha, you sleep like a little pig, you don't even know you've been sold. Han Yu saw Su Wenyu's smile, and pinched his wife's still thin face. He sighed in his heart, it would be better if his wife was fatter, and he didn't know when he could get the little flesh on his wife's face back. He liked different things from those men nowadays. What's good about the skinny look? He just liked his wife to be fatter. Healthy is better than anything else, and it feels especially good. This is related to his welfare, and he must not be careless. Because of Han Yu's idea and preference, and he has been putting it into action for decades, Su Wenyu, as the executor of Han Yu's action, is really unbearable and bitter tears. She obviously wanted to maintain a good figure, but under the temptation of various delicacies that Han Yu kept looking for, she finally became wealthy. Of course, this plump appearance does not mean that she is really fat, but there is a little more meat on her chin, a little bit of baby fat, no longer a pointed chin of a beauty, which makes her look younger and cuter, and also makes Han Yu's little habits more and more. It's okay in front of others, but in private, he always likes to rub his wife's body. No matter how many times Su Wenyu protested, it was useless. That's another story. Let's say Su Wenyu woke up, it was a little dark outside. Su Wenyu realized belatedly that she was in the military camp at this time, and immediately opened her eyes and sat up. When did she sleep in the bed? Husband Su Wenyu turned around and found Han Yu looking at him steadily, as if he was looking at some treasure, with a doting and indulgent expression on his face, just like before, making her feel cherished and loved. This feeling, you will know how wonderful it is when you fall into it, especially when you are afraid of loss and worry. So when Ayu looked at Han Yu's familiar expression, and her nose was sore, and tears fell like pearls falling off the string. Wife, what's wrong? Why are you crying for no reason? Who bullied you? Tell me, I will help you vent your anger. Han Yu saw that his wife, who was originally smiling, burst into tears all of a sudden, and said with some helplessness and worry, every word in his words was full of love and worry, and there was also that kind of partiality without asking the reason. Not only did he not coax her, but she cried even harder. So when Ayu threw herself into Han Yu's arms and cried loudly, but even so, when Ayu still paid attention to the degree, did not touch Han Yu's injured parts, and did not beat him in Han Yu's arms like before, just crying, shoulders shrugged, sobbing, but seemed more aggrieved. Seeing his wife like this, Han Yu felt distressed and hugged her tightly. What's wrong, dear wife? Don't cry, let's talk about anything, just tell me if you have any grievances, don't cry, you will make me feel bad. Han Yu, you bad guy, you bullied me badly. So when Ayu finally stopped crying simply this time, crying and complaining, her big eyes were full of tears, looking more pitiful. Han Yu was a little confused by Su Wenayu's accusation, but he also realized that his wife was not bullied by others. She was probably just being spoiled and was acting like a spoiled brat. My wife, please stop crying. It's all my fault. I made my wife unhappy. If she wants to hit me or scold me, I will accept the punishment. Just don't cry and hurt yourself. It's not worth it. Han Yu had experience and didn't argue. He just kept admitting his mistakes and coaxing his wife. His attitude was so gentle and patient.